Our Director of Ceremonies, Isukuno kumshata kasumuka zokuthi hek. Tinotamba, tinofara. Saka nawa yakusha mumbosia zviwaini. Musungunuka. Minister of State for Harare Metropolitan Province, Comrade Tabengwa Charles, the Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Honorable Lovu, and the Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers who may be here. The Chief Secretary to the President Cabinet, Dr. Martin Schweier, Acting Secretary of Foreign Affairs, International Trade, Mnangagwa, Ambassadors and Consuls General, Baye, comrades and friends. It is my pleasure to host this gathering this morning with all of you, the men and women assigned to serve and represent our beloved motherland, Zimbabwe, in foreign lands. I have had the privilege of visiting some of your stations. However, today is most opportune as we are meeting as a collective to share perspectives on how we should drive this strategic cog of government for the ultimate benefit of our motherland, Zimbabwe. I'm aware that you all attended our ruling party's 21st National People's Conference in Bulawayo, and thereafter proceeded to your senior management retreat, which I understand was insightful, paradigm shifting, and a resounding success. Your participation in these two events is commendable, the outcomes of which must serve as constant reminders of the expectations placed upon you. Further, these two significant events should have given you a broad overview of the developments across all socio-economic sectors and within our ruling party, ZANU-PF. Information you have gathered during this period should help you to better deliver in the course of your duties and responsibilities back at your stations. But remain mindful that I expect a high impact and the focused results in all engagements, programs, and activities at your respective missions. It is your duty to ensure that the missions you superintend scale up initiatives towards advancing the realization of our vision of becoming a prosperous and empowered upper middle income economy by 2030. I thus challenge each of you to apply yourselves fully to deliver the results expected of you from both the ministry and at national level. I look forward to a time when this gathering will include highlights and recognition of the best performing missions based on clearly stipulated criteria and outcomes which you shall be informed. Meanwhile, Zimbabwe's chairmanship of SADC since August 2024 entails that our nation is leading various programs and projects outlined in the SADC development blueprints. Here at home, every Zimbabwean is chairman of SADC. So I have told our people when they live in Zimbabwe, they must ask Zambians, Tanzanians, Mozambicans, South Africans that they must recognize them as chairman. The theme of the summit was promoting innovation to unlock opportunities for sustainable economic growth and development towards an industrialized SADC. This reflects the ongoing thrust to accelerate innovation and industrialization within the region. The Foreign Affairs Ministry and in particular you here gathered must ensure that Zimbabwe's tenure is a success wherever you are stationed. We gather today against the backdrop of an ever-changing global landscape and constantly mutating international relations characterized by geopolitical tensions, trade wars, brute disregard of the United Nations Charter on one hand. On the other hand, we are witnessing new economic alliances, such as the expanded BRICS, increased the South-South cooperation, and the renaissance of Pan-Africanism. These are associated with calls for intra-African trade, responsive African financial systems, industrialization and modernization, food and nutrition security, focus on ICTs and innovation, as well as African solutions to African problems with regards to global justice, peace and security. Internally, government is implementing bold, people-centered and transformative policies. We are encouraging production and productivity anchored on ICTs, innovation and modern technologies, while we also continue to stabilize our economy. I trust that during your retreat and strategic management review, various stakeholders updated you on the progress realized in the various sectors of our economy. All these external and internal dynamics demand that you all shift, rethink, and reimagine the manner we approach our country's foreign relations. We must be more agile, adaptive, and innovative to guarantee that our beloved motherland derives the most favorable benefits from this reality. Zimbabweans, by nature, are not a people who mourn or merely complain. We are action-oriented, a resilient people and trailblazers. I expect these traits to be evident in the results that must come from your respective missions. Notable growth milestones are being recorded in spite of the legal sanctions and the impacts of climate change, particularly in agriculture, in our mining, education infrastructure development, among others. I'm sure those who have been away for more than 1 year found that Harare has changed. The investments and partnerships from various jurisdictions which continue to grow and broaden are commendable. Going forward, it is incumbent upon you to develop and nurture complementary synergies with a cross-section of investors and partners in your various stations for enhanced win-win benefits. These must extend to the quest for value addition or for abundant natural resources, our agricultural products, as well as cooperation in our education sector and social services in general. Breaking down silos by adopting a whole-of-economy and society approach to leapfrog our modernization and industrialization remains critically important for achieving impactful results. I therefore expect you all, despite being in different jurisdictions, to work as a team, both among yourselves and with all ministries here back home. In March this year, our government launched Zimbabwe Gold, the ZIG currency. Additionally, political and legislative reforms were undertaken, informed by our national interests, that you should clearly articulate at all times. Equally, you should tell a story of our country that embodies our vision, our values, our culture, our hopes, our aspirations, and the resilience of our people in spite of sanctions imposed by the West. Regarding our land, let me once again emphasize that Zimbabwe's land reform program is behind us and irreversible. Our constitution and other legislative provisions ensure that agricultural land administration includes mechanisms to protect the legacy and the benefits of the land reform for our people. It is commendable that there is a noticeable shift among Zimbabwean farmers, particularly among beneficiaries of the land reform, who are increasingly treating farming as a business. This is resulting in sustainable livelihoods while enhancing household incomes and economic value for our people. I thank you all for your visit to Bricket Farm, I'm told, and the trust that you found the excursion both inspiring and educational. But I think it's correct. As a nation, with focus, hard work, and sacrifice, we can achieve great exploits at individual level. I also challenge you to make a mark by contributing to the prosperity of our motherland, Zimbabwe. Comrades, let us continue to positively project our national image and positions at the United Nations and within the broader international community. You, as our ambassadors and representatives, are the face of our great country. I expect you all to mount a formidable campaign. When you are away from Zimbabwe, you become Zimbabwe. I also challenge you to correct wrong narratives about Zimbabwe by highlighting the existence and negative impacts of the illegal sanctions imposed on us by some Western countries. While we acknowledge that these illegal sanctions are a reality, we are resolute in pursuit of our vision, guided by our mantra, Nyika inovakwa, igotongwa, igonamatirwa nevene vayo. Hazvinei kuti vamwe vanenge vachifunge vari kunyika dzavo. Isu munyika medu tinovaka nyika yedu, tigotonga nyika yedu, tigonamatira nyika yedu, isu vene vayo. Guided by the principles of patriotism, loyalty, integrity, unity, love, and hard work, my government will persist on the ongoing thrust of addressing the needs of our people. The lessons learned and comparative advantages we have developed over time should help enhance our country's competitiveness towards sustainable development that leaves no place behind. In the true spirit of Pan-Africanism and South cooperation, never shy away from sharing lessons and successes our country has achieved where you are stationed. Additionally, we have a task to strengthen existing friendships while exploring new economic partnerships for mutual benefit. To date, trade relations and partnerships initiated and strengthened under the Second Republic have been transformational to our socio-economic growth. Our arms remain outstretched for new endeavors, hence the economic diplomacy being championed under my administration should continue to be scaled up, and investment promotion should be promoted, including tourism, building robust industries that support local production for economic growth. With regard to the area's clearance process, government is still committed to the structured dialogue process towards debt restructuring and areas clearance. A critical cog in the Second Republic foreign policy is the diaspora community. You are therefore required to engage them at every opportunity and facilitate their needs as we build our country together with those abroad and us at home. Comrades, may I reiterate that as our ambassadors and representatives, You have the sacred duty to effectively and wholeheartedly advance Zimbabwe's development agenda. In this regard, you are directed to stay vigilant and abreast regarding regional and global dynamics. The protection of our sovereignty and national interests must always be paramount. In conclusion, I once again urge you all to diligently and honorably execute your duties and functions at your stations with dignity and integrity. Results at your respective posts will judge your performance. The casual and lackadaisical approach to business will not be condoned. We seek increased investments from your countries of accreditation, along with tourism and trade opportunities for the development and prosperity of our nation. The roadmap is already established within our foreign policy. Let it guide your actions. Through our focus, unity, dedication, and hard, honest work, let us individually and collectively do our part to see Zimbabwe rise to its rightful place within the Committee of Nations. With these remarks, my dear countrymen and women, I wish you all journey mercies as you travel back to your respective nests, stations, and the great results in your head is expected back home. God bless you all. God bless Zimbabwe. I thank you.